Hey, what's going on, guys? Jay Plays here, back with some more process of elimination. Last time, the first part, there's this dude named, a name that I forgot, Watto. There we go. Watto was this detective dude who wants to be detective, so he was working at a detective agency. The detectives head out one after another. Now that the mood is lightened up a bit, I can't help but let out a sigh of relief. I've seen plenty of suspects get interrogated in mystery novels and shows, but never did I expect to be the one in the hot seat. Life sure keeps you on your toes.
そういえば、新入社さんのことをなんて呼べばいい？まだ探偵ネームないんでしょ？
僕の名前は
You're actually bro, stupid. I barely stopped myself from answering downtown detective my real name, because you're not supposed to do that. Keeping your name secret is the first rule of the Detective Alliance. It could be deadly for your identity to get out between cases. That's why upon joining the DA, members are given a one-word codename based on a defining characteristic of theirs. That codename is known as the Detective Alias. I have longed to have one of my own ever since Mr. Gunjoji told me about them.
僕の探偵ネームは
I mean, yeah, for some it's kind of hard, but for some it's very easy, like Armor Detective. Armor Detective, that's a very easy alias because he's wearing armor. Despite my yearning for one, it's hard to think of anything on the spot. I had no experience, skills, or defining characteristics. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't even begin to guess why I was led into the Detective Alliance.
いや、悩みすぎっしょ。君さ、
How
見
old
た
is
感じ
Watto
うちより
anyway?
年上っぽいのに、なんで
Wait,
そんなに余
isn't
裕ない
Watto
わ
still in
け？
high school? What the heck?
人生の先輩がそこまで情
What
け
do
な
you
い
mean
と、
I'm older than you?
ぶっちゃけ反応に困るんですけど。
面目ないです。
ほら、
Why are
一
you
緒
using
に考
child
えよう
labor?
よ。特技は何？今までの事件で得意だと感じたことないわけ？
I've been in no cases actually.
猫を探すのが得意でした。
Yeah, just
なぜか好
cats.
かれるので。
Downtown detective gives a deep sigh. My amateur status fills me with shame.
じゃあ、
Amateur
無能探
detective.
偵ってことでよろしく。
Wow, incompetent detective is crazy. New name, incompetent. Now that's just cruel. You might as well be saying I'm good for nothing. I mean, not that that isn't true, but still. I'd obviously prefer a different name, but before I can eject...
他のみんなもいい名前が決まるまでは無能探偵って呼ぶ感じでおなしゃす。
大和団地らしい謙虚な名前だな。好感が持てるぜ。
They've got to prove our worth.
飛脚探偵さんや社畜探偵さんと同じく特徴をカリカチュアしたタイプの名前なんです。
Architecture of your trades, that's crazy.
一緒に頑張ろうね、無能くん。
I'm gonna be called incompetent until I manage to solve some cases.
呼び名があると仲間らしさがぐっと強まるのである。よろしく頼むぞ、無能殿。
I mean, it's good to know that nobody thinks down of that name. It's treated with respect. I'm into it. Yeah, go incompetent. Incompetent detective rapidly gains the approval of the rest, so rapidly that's too late to dispute it, much to my chagrin.
秒で定着してよかったね。無能先輩。
全然良くない。
Despite my protest, downtown detective ignores me, flashing a devilish smile. Thus did I become incompetent detective, an official member of the Detective Alliance. Incompetent detective. I mean, it does fit. A bright red carpet covers the floor, and landscape paintings adorn the walls of the corridor. The detectives explain the situation as we walk down the passageway, the scent of roses on display around us drifting in the air.
君が連れてこられたこの場所は地図にすら載っていない孤島だ。この絶海の孤島を本拠地として探偵同盟は活動を続けてきたそうだよ。
Oh.
本部の2つの建物、
Oh, this is a huge
捜査
island.
の
There's
保持
only
や機器
two
の開発を
places.
行うための研
That's
究
it.
施設、スナークスと宿泊用の洋館、ゴーメンガーストとに分かれている。
Snarks and Gormangast. The research facility is filled with a lot of dead bodies though, so that's cool.
本来、私たちが到着した後は、この洋館にジオラマで再現された八つ崎港事件の主要な現場を見な
This is a
がら
really empty island.
全員で推
Why do
理
we
す
need a
るはず
whole
だ。
island for one location, guys? Or two locations, I guess.
というのは
Riot detective suddenly punches the wall beside her, causing the other nearby walls to tremble from the impact.
俺たちが到着した時には本部の探偵たちの多くが毒殺されてたんだよ。
Oh, the guys in the research facility.
研究施設にいた22人のメンバーが全員な。
So is that why? Yeah, that's why they mentioned poison. And I guess that's why I died when I entered there. And I guess senior detective knew about it, so he told me not to go in there because there's poison in the air that could kill me, which is logical.
22人が全員
Every hair in my body stands on end at the unthinkable news. Even among history's more infamous mass murders, few had a death toll of more than 20. Killing 22 people at once is beyond all reason.
犯人はまるでゴミでも扱うがごとく施設の入り口に我らの仲間の死体を積み重ねていたのだ。人間の
How'd they get
衝動とは
inside
思え
then?
ぬ惨状であった。
無能先輩があの死体の山を見てたらしばらくご飯を食べれなかったと思うよ。そう行かなくてラッ
Which
キ
is
ーだったか
exactly
も
what
ね。
happened. A heap of corpses, just imagining it makes me feel faint. And that's not even taking the deadly gas into account.
老子探偵はその惨状を知っていて僕をこの館に向かわせたのかもしれないな。
That would also explain why he hid me in the forest and went out of his own. Went off on his own. I need to find him soon and thank him for keeping me safe. You could also tell me about the situation rather than be like, oh, you're just gonna regret it if you go in there.
やっぱり八崎港の犯行なんですか。
それはまだ何とも。あれだけ大量の殺人にもかかわらず手がかりとなる品が少なすぎるんです。
八崎港事件の特徴は必ず被害者が2人同時に現れることだ。今回の
Modus
犯行は
operandi.
少し毛色が異なるように感じるよ。
Does that just mean objective or something?
八崎港の野郎が犯人に決まってるぜ。もしまだ島の中に嫌がるならこの俺が絶対ぶっ捕まえてやる。
It said that the Cordon Duke has killed over 100 people, but even that was over the course of half a year. On the other hand, murdering 22 people at once, all of them first-rate detectives no less, could hardly be the work of an amateur. I get the impression that he commits grisly deeds for the thrill of it, but otherwise, his identity is a complete mystery.
僕らは当然研究施設の捜査を始めたのですが、その途中でリーダーのデバイスに生き残った同盟のメンバーからこんな連絡が入ったんです。
Take a detective draws on his own D-pad and plays an audio file. Senior detective.
研究と何者か襲撃全滅した私オーメンガーストに隠れているリーダー合流して協力させます
The recording cuts off there. Although the sun was low and full of static, even I could grasp what it signified.
この声って老子探偵ですよね。よかった。
I mean, we don't really know.
生きていたんですね。
So we managed his revive when he sent that recording, but we don't know if he's still alive.
はい、間違いなく老子探偵だと思います。この状況で無事だなんてさすがはレジェンドクラスの
I
探偵で
wouldn't
すよね。
quite say unscathed. You sound a little bit panicked there, or maybe.
そんなにすごい探偵なんですか。
今でもメディアでよく取り上げられる明けぬ夜事件ってあるでしょ。あの事件を解決した探偵同盟の創立メンバーなんだって。
Basically, there was this dude nicknamed Lucifer who was killing a bunch of people, and he was caught, leading to his followers making similar crimes, I guess, leading to the type of craze in itself, and also the founding of the DA. So basically, it was kind of like an incident that kind of shaped everything.
明けぬ夜事件。教科書にも載ってるような大事件じゃないですか。
The Dayless Night Incident. Yep, that is how nighttime works. I was a kid then, so I don't remember much, but it was the worst terror attack in national history, sparked by a new religious movement. From that event onward, criminal atrocities swept the nation, which is part of why the Detective Alliance was formed. Solving a case of that magnitude would absolutely qualify him as a legend.
もともとはローシさんと合流するために他の探偵たちと別れて僕らはこの洋館に来たんだ。
老子殿が身を隠さなければならぬほど今回の犯人は凶悪なのだ。一刻も早く助け出さねば。
じゃあここにいる皆さん以外にも探偵がいるんですか？
そう、研究棟に残って捜査を続けているのが6人。
Ah, so there's a lot of people here. Okay.
まるで探偵のバーゲンセールだなって感じで草生えるよね。
LMAO. I don't quite get what she means by that, but I guess it is a lot of detectives. I'm still reeling from the heinous murders we have yet to unravel. But at least now there's a glimmer of hope.
これで全ての部屋を探し終えたはずだけど、老子さんは見つからないね。
So he said he's gonna be at the mansion, but he's not here.
もしかしたら僕らより先に洋館へたどり着いた犯人に気づいてど
But
こ
if
か
that
に
was
逃
the
げた
case,
の
wouldn't
で
the
はない
couple
でし
be
ょう
here
か。
when we arrived?
もし先ほどの通話を盗聴されていたら犯人が先回りした可能性は十分に考えられます。ああね、うちらがここに到着するまでに10分はかかってるもんね。考えられなく、うちらが
Oh,
ここに到着
I pressed the replay button.
研究所からこの洋館、いや
Yeah, look at
研
that.
究所
I
から
didn't know there was a
この
replay
洋
voice
館まで
button.
は一本道で周囲は断崖絶壁。僕らに見つからずに逃げ出すのは無理だよ。
Maybe there's a secret underground exit. The detectives process the situation of impressive speed. With impressive speed, I'm barely keeping up as I struggle to understand what it all means. Downtown's casual chit-chat is about the only thing that makes any sense to me.
つか、この部屋も無線 LAN ないじゃん。スマホ使えないとかマジでナイポヤちゃんなんですけど。いえ、仮に無線 LAN のルーターがあったとしても使えないと思いますよ。なんで？この島は県外ってこと？いえ、実は研究棟で固定回線でのネットワーク接続を試してみたん
Dang,
です。
so I locked out.
全く繋がらなかったんです。先ほど洋館内の回線で試してみても結果は同じでした。おそらく島の通信用のアンテナが壊されているんだと思います。でも探偵デバイス同士はやり取りできてんじゃん。スマホとは違うの？
What's the diff?
探偵デバイスは独自の通信システムを採用しているんです。僕も開発に携わりました。
Blah, blah, blah.
はいはい。まあつまりうちはこの島にいる間連れたちとろくに会話もできないってことね。
So basically we don't have any internet.
いい機会だ。この機会に探偵同士、我らみんなの交友を深めようではないか。
Uh-huh.
ガチで探る。
Shouldn't we be looking for clues or something?
おいおい、まさかこの匂いは。
The red detective starts crawling on all fours like a dog right at the entrance of the room. She presses her face to the carpet with a sharp expression on her face.
ヤマトさん、どうしたんですか？
血の匂いだ。
Blood. Silence fills the room. The others all turn to look at Rowdy.
バラの匂いと絨毯の色で全然気づかなかったが、この絨毯血痕がついてやがるぜ。
Oh, okay. Senior Detective Hitchcock, he's dead. Bye bye.
あの花瓶に向かってな。
A whole knife? Rowdy Detective approaches an empty vase and sticks her hand in it, pulling out a bloody knife. Okay, now I can't run forensics on that. Thank you.
ビンゴだな。誰の血だかは知らねえが、どうやら悪意ある誰かさんが館に侵入したことは
Okay,
間
so
違い
someone
ない
got
ようだ
stabby
ぜ。
stabbed.
どうして血の匂いなんて分かったんですか？見るからに乾ききってるのに。
So it happened a while ago?
俺はガキの頃から漁師の親父を手伝ってたからな。猟犬の嗅覚、わしの視覚、ウサギ並みの聴覚、そして大和男児の魂を持ってんのよ。
Alright, yeah, so we can just smell blood. That's dry. I'm not so convinced that helping a honey trip to give you those kind of abilities, but it's astonishing nonetheless.
ヤマトさん、そのナイフが使われた場所はこの部屋ではないんだよ、ね。
Oh, yeah, probably not. If it was already dry, it wouldn't be used here.
ああ、この部屋には血痕しか残ってねえ。あくまでナイフを隠すのに部屋までやってきただけみてえだ。
So I guess it couldn't be Senior Detective's, it could be someone else's.
血の匂いを終えたらいいんだけどよ。さすが にバラの匂いが充満した廊下じゃきつすぎるぜ。
やはりそうか。しかし科学君、君ならば終えるね。
もちろんです。そのための科学ですから。
Tege Detective proudly pulls a cute little machine that resembles a puppy out from his pocket.
追跡遊具
We got a robot. My tracking forensic friend, Sniffy Whiffy. So Tucky made 7 forensics friends, and they're his best friends, or just friends.
僕と探偵同盟の協力で生み出されたこの遊具は登録した匂いをどこまでも追跡発見可能な人命救助を
Oh,
至上命令と
you
する
traced
発
down
明
any
です。
scent. That's cool.
さらに南西の小型ゴムクローラーを採用したことで凹凸の激しい通路であろうとも現場を荒らさず時速 15km で迅速な移動が可能。当然小型の発信機も搭載なので探偵デバイスの画面からリアルタイムに追跡可能です。そしてさらに
Lithium-ion
ISS も
batteries,
宇宙ステーションに採用されている小型
That
の
the
リチウム
International
イオンバッ
Space
テリーを使っ
Station
て
used?
うん、大したものだね。後でゆっくりと説明を聞くから追跡に移ろうか。
ごめんなさい。僕発明の話になると夢中になっ
You
ちゃ
know,
う。
workaholic detective. You look like a murderer. You got that murderer face on you. Look at that. You killed them all. You killed all of them. Tech detective returns to reality, hanging his head in shame.
じゃあ早速その道具で。
Not
道
to.
具じゃないです。遊具です。僕の大切な友達を道具扱いしないでください。
It's his friends. Workaholic detective bows several times in apology for misspeaking. True to his name, he's the very picture of a harried office worker. Tech detective may seem calm and collected, but careless remarks about his inventions are a clear sore spot of his. I'd better watch my words.
皆さん取り乱して申し訳ありません。それでは血液の匂いの追跡を始めます。
Tech detective comes down, setting his dog-like tracking machine, Sniffy Whiffy, loose near the bloodstain. Sniffy Whiffy scoots across the floor just like a real dog. He circles around a couple of times, then thumps into the room's door.
追跡が始まりました。扉を開いて先に進んでもらいましょう。
Follow the bloodstain. I open the door and Sniffy Whiffy darts out of the room, barreling down the hall toward the stairs. All I can pick up is roses, but he must have zeroed in on the trail of the blood.
大したもんだな。俺の鼻でも全然嗅ぎ取れねえって
We're
の
gonna
に
be replaced by a robot, Roddy. We don't need you.
正確には匂いではなく空気中に残留する物質を追跡しているんです。だから他の匂いが漂う場所であっても惑わされずに追跡が可能なんですよ。猟犬の鼻も型なしだね。
Yeah, good point.
うるせえ。最初に気づいたのは俺の鼻だろうが。
Sniffy Whiffy stops at a painting just before the stairs to the entrance hall. Oh, is there a secret entrance?
クンクン殿が止まった。ここで何者かが刺されたということか。
Yeah, what if we take out that painting and there's like a switch there?
バーカ、見るからに結婚なんてないじゃん。つまりナイフが使われた場所はこの絵画の
Yeah, see,
奥
look
って
at that.
ことだっつうの。
絵画の奥、どういうことなのだ。
Why are you acting
ま
dense,
さ
man?
か絵画の中に世界が。童話の中の話かとバカに思っていたが実在するとは。
落ち着いて武装君。論理的に考えていけば
We do not need to think it
真
through
実は
logically,
明らかに
guys.
なる。
Just take down the painting. Workaholic touches the painting as he inspects the frame. He then gently taps your arm before pressing his ear against it.
間違いない。この絵画の奥には空洞
Wow,
が
a
広がって
hollow space. Yeah, so there's a room behind it, right?
ここをこうしてずらせば。
Still touching the painting, Workaholic detective moves his hand. The entire wall around it slips back like a sliding door, revealing a hidden passage. Sniffy Whiffy, who had been waiting in place, begins moving again right down the newly discovered path.
今ので分かったんですか？一体どうやって？
What do you mean, how did you... Okay, you know what, the name incompetent really matches right now. It's kind of obvious if you use your brain for like, I don't know, half a second.
それは企業秘密ってことで。私はこの仕事を続けて長いからね。
Yo, Mr. Incompetent Detective, have you ever
知識量だけはそれなりにあるんだ。
read any mystery novel in your entire life or something? Like, what the heck, man? a secret room behind a painting is very, very common.
おじさんやるじゃん。ぶっちゃけ見直したっつうか、
No cap.
むしろリスペクっちゃうみたいな。
おじさんは勘弁してほしいな。私まだ一応20代だからね。
It's like, yeah, like 29,
ギリギリ
28.
だけど。
Workaholic detective turns red in the face as downtown detective slaps him on the behind. Okay,
この
bro.
先でナイフが使われたのだな。何が起こるかわからぬ。我が先陣を切ろう。
おい待てって。この広さなら2人並べるだろ。俺も先頭に立って周りを注意するぜ。
Oh, there's a dead body down there. Red detective tries to push forward, but is stopped by doleful detective.
ヤマトさんは科学くん、渋谷さんと通路の入り口を見張っておいてくれないかな。今の状況なら僕の能力が役
I
に立
skipped
つと
ahead
思
way
う
too
から。
quick there. Armor and doleful detective are to spearhead and foray into the secret passage, while me and workaholic detective following after. Riley, downtown detective remain at the entryway, acting as lookouts in case the tunnel is a trap. So how come I'm following them? I've literally showed no usefulness to these people at all. I just been kind of sitting around being like, wow, okay, ooh, that's cool, ooh, wow, ooh, cool. That's just me. That's my entire job so far. As for where I'm being brought along, it's probably because I won't be able to escape in this tunnel. Oh, okay. I'm struck by the fact that Workaholic, the most experienced of the group, had deftly assumed a position behind me. These detectives don't miss a single beat.
じゃあ僕と武装さんで先導していくね。
As he speaks, Doleful and Armor Detective enter the tunnel together. Workaholic and I continue right behind them. The four of us descend down a spiral staircase that winds its way underground. Oh, so it was a hidden basement. That's cool. My assumption was correct. At the bottom is a gloomy underground tunnel. We proceed into it using the light function on our D-pad to guide our way. This is the same tunnel from like what he was talking about when he was a child, right? The only sounds are footfalls echoing in the tunnel, as well as sniffy whiffy treads crawling across the floor ahead of us. The air is dusty and reeks of mold, making it hard to breathe. Clearly, this place is seldom used. My level of cleanliness aches to ventilate this place. Yeah, let's not do that, man. Doleful Detective's eyes narrow as he travels the tunnel. His usual fearful countenance is tense as if he's an extremely different person, entirely
大し
different
たも
person.
のだろう、ヒゲ君の集中力は。
I guess. Workaholic Detective whispers to me as if he's reading my mind.
彼の序列は14位。
Ooh,
すで
number
に
4.
100件以
Yeah,
上の
I'm
事件
pretty
を
sure you
解決
said
に
that.
導いている。
Over 100 cases.
くぐり抜けてきた修羅場の数は私たちベテランの探偵にも決して引きを取らないよ。
Okay, so very experienced. Over 100 cases solved? That idea alone leaves me speechless. We can't be that far apart in age, and yet his track record is on a whole other level. What sort of heroic life has this seemingly gentle boy led up to now?
さっきヒゲクさんが言っていた能力というのは。
じきに君も身をもって知るさ。同盟内では彼の能力を
The
名
makings of a
探
great
偵体
detective,
質と呼ん
huh?
でいる。
Doleful detective stops in his tracks.
武装さん止まってください。
Is there a poison up ahead or
どうした
something?
のだ、飛躍殿。足から血が
Oh,
出
what
てい
the
る
heck?
ぞ。
Armor shines his D-pad's light on Doleful detective's leg, revealing a trail of blood beneath his knee. Something reflects in the light just ahead of them.
足元に何かが。
おそらく侵入者撃退用の罠だよ。触れた感触だ
Oh,
と
you tripped a wire. Ooh,
ワイヤー
that
か
must
何かだ
hurt.
と思う。
He's right. When I get close to the reflection, I see red dripping off an extremely fine wire. It was so razor thin and difficult to see that, were it not for the blood, it would have been nearly imperceptible, even in direct light.
探偵同盟で開発中のワイヤー層か。
Oh, why are we making a wire saw? What the heck? If it's like so tight that I can like cut you easily.
どうして透明でそんなものを。
Yeah, exactly.
密室の錠前をこじ開けたり、拉致や拘束された時の護身用だろうね。本来は特殊なグローブをつけて使うものだ
Okay,
って
that
聞い
makes
ているよ。
more sense. I was thinking about the trap.
素
Using
手
the
では
trap.
触らない方がいい。用途の時に人体くらいなら強く押し付けるだけで切断可能な切れ味だ。
気づけてよかった。
Workaholic detective produces medication and bandages from his pocket and begins applying first aid to Doleful detective's leg.
ひどい怪我だけどこの程度で済んで良好かもね。君以外が引っかかっていたら
Losing a leg, bro, what the heck?
足が切断されていてもおかしくなか
It
ったよ。
cannot be that sharp, actually.
僕の体質はこんな時くらいしか誰かの役に立ちませんから。
体質って
The special skills, like
Wait,
what?
do you-
Being able
what
to
is that?
sense your surroundings easily? For some reason, Doleful detective struggles to reply. Workaholic steps in to answer on his own behalf.
飛躍君は昔から自分の身を危うくする事象に巡り合いやすいんだよ。
Danger magnets.
例えば
Close
今回のよう
call.
な
This
罠
is
から
crazy.
指名手配犯に殺人
So it's
事
like
件
a sixth sense
果て
then.
は事件の証拠品までね。
Alright, let's see this. Danger magnet. Okay, so he's like unlucky and lucky. He always gets into danger, but he's always able to avoid
飛
it.
躍君はこれまで持ち前の勘と洞察力でそんな過酷な境遇を生き抜いてきたんだ。
だから名探偵体質ですか。
In stories, detectives were always expected to survive, even when wrapped up in a personal case, and even when their life is on the line. And now I'm standing in front of a real-life detective who embodies that very trope.
そんな大それた力じゃないよ。むしろ周囲を不幸にしてしまう。
I mean, it makes sense that you were leading the pack then, otherwise we would have lost our legs. It would have been like over, man. Doleful detective's expression flickers as he touches a bandage on his wrist. The countless traces of medical attention covering his body shows just how much suffering he's constantly endured.
だけどその分危険には人一倍敏感なんだ。僕の身に降りかかる脅威の気配なら必ず感じ取ることができる。僕がみんなの盾になってみせるよ。
I see the resolve within Doleful detective's eyes as he speaks. He and I may look similar, I might even be the older one, but nothing in me competes with that look. We couldn't be further apart.
飛脚殿水臭いぞ。
Armor detective abruptly steps forward. He then swings his arm up before bringing it down to chop the wire before us. Dang!
武装さん、そのワイヤーは手伝って切れちゃうんですよ。いくらよろ
心配無用だ。我の身を包むは我が家系のみに言い伝わる
The
史
strongest armor
上
known
最
to
高
man.
の鎧なり。
The wire parts with ease. So, okay, never mind. Even if you were in the front walking, you probably would have just been fine. Sure enough, Armor Detective doesn't have a single scratch on him. Both Doleful and Workaholic widen their eyes in incredulity.
どのような罠にかかろうとも我の鎧は砕け得ぬ。安心して我を先頭に立たせるといい。
だけど僕が前に出ていた方がチーム全体のリスクは抑えられるし。
仲間が傷つくかもしれぬのを静観してはおれぬさ。お主らの盾となるために我は分不相応を承知でこの場に馳せ参じたのだからな。
Armor Detective speaks with a calmness that eases Doleful Detective's taut expression. Okay, so you're just a walking tank then. What's up, dude? Despite the latter's brave front, he might have been nearing his limit.
ありがとう武装さん。言葉に甘えて僕はあなたの後ろから周囲を警戒することにするよ。
Armor Detective takes the lead as Doleful acts as look up behind him.
武装さん、すぐ前方僕の首あたりに脅威の気配を感じます。
またワ
About
イヤー
head
だな。
height.
承知である。
Without a second thought, Armor Detective swings his hand toward the area Doleful Detective indicated. Chop, chop, chop. Sometimes Doleful's warnings come too late and Armor runs into a wire, but even then it never leaves a mark. We continue safely through the darkness, until...
発信機の反応を見るに追跡装置は5メートル前方で停止している。
Oh my goodness, finally. There's so much wires,
使わ
bro.
れた現場に到着したみたいだ。
The knife was used, but there were so many wires afterward. You finally make it to the end of the tunnel with 0 injuries, save for Doleful Detective, of course. Sniffy Whiffy is parked right in front of a steel door, which means the bloody knife we found earlier must have been used right behind it.
武装君、申し訳ないが先陣を頼めるかい。
Yeah, in case there's a knife coming right to your face, it's fine because you'll be completely
何
protected.
を言っているのだ社畜殿。 このような危うい状況にて先駆けとなるべく我が鎧は存在している。
And yet, Armored Detective looks tense as he cautiously touches the doorknob. Why does he look tense? Goosebumps riddle across my body. Deep down, I get the overwhelming urge to scream, "Don't open it." It's as if my mind somehow knows that what we're about to see is truly horrific. I have an extremely bad feeling about this.
3つ数えると同時に開けるのである。1つ、2つ。
The doorknob makes a click as it turns. My heart rate leaps, but I can't bring myself to look away.
3つ。
Alright, but I want to see Senior Detective dead over here. A blinding light flashes as the door opens, forcing me to avert my eyes. On top of that, a metallic stench envelops me. The way it sticks to my throat makes me cough. Yeah, there's a dead body in there. However, none of the other detectives show even hints of fear as they proceed beyond the door. I hurried to follow them, but at that moment, Doleful Detective's cry echoes out. As I step into the room, the first thing I see is the ground dyed in crimson. The red spreads across so much of the floor that at first I mistake it for a carpet pattern. But there's no way that's the case. Despite my hateful disbelief, the smell filling the air tells me that this is blood. With each breath, the metallic stench fills my lungs, my stomach, my whole body. I'm assailed by an overwhelming urge to vomit. If I lose focus even a moment, I know I'll wind up spilling my guts out. Upon closer inspection, I notice something floating in the ocean of gore. It's large and reminds me of a caterpillar. 4 of their long, thin objects surround it. In a way, they resemble a quartet of lifeboats, all rowing in different directions away from the sinking ship. But in truth, they're human limbs scattered about across the floor. I can tell that much. Before us is a scene devoid of life. A man whose name I don't know gazes at me, his head half submerged in the sanguine sea. Oh, so it's not Senior Detective then? My eyes are transfixed as I stand there in a daze. There's a biting chill as if the temperature has dropped by quite a few degrees. My hands and legs tremble, I can barely stand. Every ounce of strength leaves my bodies, which no longer feels like my own. I must rip all the willpower I can, only to topple over on the spot. Is this all just a bad dream?
現場に出くわすのは初めてかい。辛いのはわかるが、目を背けてはいけない。
Without any concern to spare for me, Workaholic walks towards the pool of blood.
武装君、上に戻って他の3人をここへ呼んできてくれ。それから
Who's the
リー
chief?
ダーへ洋館に向かうよう伝えてほしい。
He sums up the heart of the matter in a low voice.
殺人事件だ。
Oh, it is Senior Detective. What the heck, bro? A man whose name I don't know. Yeah, that's technically the truth, man, but you can at least say it. Oh my god. Regardless of how detached he remains while objectively stating facts, it doesn't change the reality that we're facing. A middle-aged man's corpse lies dismembered, his limbs strewn across the room we stand in. For the first time in my life, I am confronted with a murder scene. Confronted with a murder scene. And it's Senior Detectives, huh? Chapter 1. The Case of the Dismembered Detective. That was just the intro. Okay. I stand in the corner, my mind completely blank. This is my first time witnessing a murder scene in person. Saika's death has seared my mind, but this is different. Someone I know lies torn to pieces in the vivid sea of blood, dead. I'm no great detective, and although I try to steel myself, coming face to face with a scene like this has me too weak to stand. Even once I regain my footing, my legs still struggle to remain upright. The metallic stench of fresh blood is one I'll never be able to get used to. I breathe through my mouth as much as possible. If I had the choice, I'd sprint out of this room this very second. Workaholic Detective ignores me as he investigates the corpse with meticulous efficiency. He and the victim must have been well acquainted. His pain look when he found the body suggests that his mental burden is far greater than mine. Yet despite that, he shows no sign of weakness. How much experience solving homicides would it take to become a detective like him? I can't even fathom it the way I am now. The other detectives who have been stunned by Doleful Detective are unable to hide their shock at the sight.
おいおい、なんだよこりゃ。漁師のおやすさんは生き延びてたはずだろ。
うちらが駆けつけるまでに殺されたってわけ？マジ笑えないんですけど。そんなこと不可能のはずです。同志探偵さんの連絡から僕たちが館にたどり着くまで20分程
And the
度。
message was probably sent on after he died, right?
そんな短時間で人体をここまでバラバラにして凶器を隠して逃げ切るなんて。
Also, Senior Detective left a voice message for me from before I woke up, so... It's It's weird. The murders of the facility happened before, when I was still unconscious, but Senior Detective was also there. And then I guess went to the manor where he was killed. He made a message he was killed, and the message was probably transmitted out.
これほどの出血だから死斑がないのは当然として死後硬直すらまだ始まっていない。直前に電話ももらっているから当然だが血液の凝固具合から察するに殺されてから半日も経っていないようだね。時系列を整理しよう。ロイスさんから連絡を受けたのが12時40分。そこから私たちは速やかにチーム分けを行い研究棟からこの洋館へと向かった。洋館への到着時刻は13時ジャスト。私たちが研究棟から洋館へと移動していたこの20分間に犯行は行われたと見ていいはずだ。
Can you safely assume that? What if it was just a message played back at you?
先生質問。うちらが研究棟へ出発する前に犯人がサクッと逃げ出した可能性はないわけ？
それはないよ。私たちはローシさんからの連絡を受けてすぐに洋館へと移動した。
And so, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Incompetent will be the prime suspect right now. He wants to prove his innocence. Or, well, maybe not, I guess, since he arrived after them. It would be pretty impossible to leave and then come back.
もし仮に犯人が洋館の外へ脱出を図っていたなら鉢合わせしていたはず。
この洋館まで続く坂道を駆け下りるにゃ猟犬並みの脚力を持つ俺だって10分はかかるからな。妥当な線だと思うぜ。
ここで重要となるのは犯人が現在も中に残っているかどうかだ。犯人が館から脱出できた時間について考えてみよう。
And why are we going under the assumption that the crime had to have happened in those 20 minutes?
エントランスホールで無能君を見つけた私たちはしばらく話し合った後15分後の13時15分に2階へと上がった。
Huh. We found Incompetent in the entrance hall. So, the time that I woke up was probably when he was getting killed. So I woke up, I passed by the thing, and I got to the manor. It took them 20 minutes to get there. So did I arrive at the same time as them, or just after them?
そして大和さん、科学君のおかげで隠し通路を発見できたのが13時34分。
Thanks, another. Oh,
隠
because
し
I
通路
was
の前の廊下からは常に洋館のエントランスホールが
another
一望
20 minutes,
可能
huh?
だ。私たちがあの場所にたどり着いた時点で気づかれずに脱出することは困難になる。犯人が洋館に潜んでいたなら逃げ出す時間は私たちが2階の探索に集中していた間のわずか20分足らず。犯人はまだ洋館内にいる可能性が高いんだよ。
Huh.
20分あれば洋館から抜け出すくらいはできるんじゃ。
外に出るまではできるかもしれませんがその後が問題です。
They wouldn't know if there were people outside or not, right?
洋館と研究棟とをつなぐ坂道は一本道で隠れる場所もありません。下っている間に窓から外を見られれ
You
ばお
have
し
to
まい
be
なので
very lucky.
現実的
Is
で
what
は
they
ないと
say.
思います。
And
そ
you
の
can't
通り
rely on luck.
実際私は窓から外を見るように気をつけていたが怪しい人影は確認できなかった。
ちょい待ち。今エントランスホールは誰もいないしまずいんじゃね？脱出し放題じゃん。
Eh.
ああ、それなら大丈夫。すでにリーダーたちがこの洋館へ向かっているからね。もし今脱出を図っているとしたらそれこそ山道をもし今脱出を図っているとしたら
So in essence, they
それこそ
couldn't have
山
possibly
道
left the
を降りる前に
mansion,
見つかるのが
and they're kind of stuck.
つまり犯人はまだこの館の中にいるということか。
But why would you kill someone if you can't leave? You'd have to kill him, hide his body down here, hide the knife. But even after that, you couldn't leave the mansion because he made a message out just before his death.
よっしゃー。だからさっさと上に上がっぞ。建物の中を徹底的にネズミ狩りだこら。
待ってくれ。洋館内に隠れるよりもずっと手軽で安全なごまかし方があるんだ。
Are you gonna suggest that it could be one of us? Workaholic points directly at me, drawing the focus of the other sectors. Oh, no, me.
無能
Okay.
君。君が犯人なら 時間的にも何ら問題なく犯行が可能なんだよ。
Okay, so this is what I was thinking, that I would be suspected. So I guess I arrived before them. So I must have woken up, got in Senior Detective's thing. Before they got his message, I must have walked over there and arrived and got knocked unconscious before they even arrived. My voice cracks as I'm caught completely off guard. Me? The killer? How does that make any sense?
単純な話だよ。老師さんをバラバラに切断し、エントランスホールで倒れたふりをするだけなら、我々が到着するまでの20分間で間に合う。
Is hacking someone up that easy though? Also, we're gonna have to, I guess the wires could have been set up after the
犯
fact.
人がこの館から逃走できないなら、君が犯人だと考えるほかないんだ
And
よ。
that's a very fair assumption.
何を言ってるんですか。たった20分足らずで人間をバラバラにするなんてできませんよ。それにあの地下通路にはワイヤーが張り巡らされていたじゃないですか。どうやっ
Those
て
could
通
have
っ
been
た
set
って
up
言うん
after
です
the
か。
fact though. I raised my voice in protest without thinking. Even if Armor and Dolphin's help, getting through that passage took 5 minutes. It's hard to imagine anyone like me with no special traits making it through so quickly.
そこが問題だ。おそらく何らかのトリックを使
I
っ
guess
たんだ
not.
ろうね。だけど私は不可能ではないと思っている。
That's also not concrete proof at all, good sir. I used some trick? Okay, well what trick did I use? Can you please explain it?
どういうことですか。
耳を澄ましてごらん。天井から声が聞こえてくるのがわかるだろう。
He's right. If I strain my ears, I can pick up sounds coming down from the ceiling. Who are they coming from, though? We should be the only people inside the manor right now.
構造上、この地下室の真上はエントランスホールだ。おそらくリーダーたちが館に到着した音だろうね。この地下室は身を隠すための部屋だろうから、すぐ頭上のエントランスホールの様子が音で把握できるよう、床板の隙間を広くして音が響きやすくしているのかもしれない。
Extra space between the floorboards so that noise can drift in from above. Oh! Now that you mentioned it, my own eyes spot gaps in the ceiling where the light hits, light is filtering through. As Workaholic Detective said, it must have been coming from the entrance hall above us.
ともかく、この地下室とエントランスホールは実質隣り合っている。何らかのトリックを使え
Yeah,
ば、
there could be a
移
secret
動時間は
passage
大
or
幅に
something
短
so
縮
I
で
could
きるん
avoid
だ。
the wires, is what he's saying.
例えばこの地下室の天井とエントランスホールの床板の一部に細工がしてあって人一人が通れる隙間を作る。
How am I supposed to discuss the quartering Duke, man? We're caught up in a completely unrelated crime now. Workaholic's relentless reasoning leaves me overwhelmed. Even if there is a gap, there's no way some of my sides could fit through it. Still, he's right about one thing. The entrance hall and the basement are awfully close together. How can I possibly clear my name now that we know it's possible to move between them?
ちょっと秒で結論出しすぎじゃね。天井と床を通り抜けできないことの証明とか無理ゲーじゃん。そんな悪魔の証明みたいな無理難題を突きつけて追い詰めるとか
Probatio
マジ
diabolica?
で
What
なえ
does
るん
that
です
even
けど
mean?
渋谷殿の言う通りだ。エントランスホールへと移動したトリックとやらがわからぬ以上、疑うなど論外なのであ
Essentially,
る。
there needs to be an investigation first.
ああ、我の必殺技プラズマナックルを使えば風穴を開けることはできるが。
Plasma knuckles, huh?
いや、風穴開けちゃったら元に戻らないでしょ。
The lack of evidence kind of speaks for
20
itself
分で
then.
大人の男性の体をここまで切断することなど可能なのでしょうか。犯人を男性だと仮定してもよほど手際よく切断しなければ難しいと思います。
Oh, so we'd have to assume that I infiltrated the island somehow. That I am recruited into the Detective Alliance. That I killed the dude and I kind of just hid. That would take a lot to pull off, but
血抜きや皮を剥
not
ぐ必要がない
specifically
し
impossible.
狩猟に慣れてるやつなら可能だと思うがな。俺ならやれる自信があるぜ。
じゃあヤマトさんが犯人ってことでいいですね。
Yeah, saying that's not very helpful.
自信があるってだけだっつうの。戒律の処理やらで時間が足りねえのは間違いないしな。
いや、時間は十分だったんだ。社畜さんはおそらく僕と同じことを考えてる。
Seriously, 20 minutes is a very short time frame, though, to
君
get
も
all
気
this
づい
stuff
たよう
done.
だね。そう。 わずかな時間でもバラバラにできるんだよ。
Oh, that's what I was thinking
隠
though.
し通路の罠にも使用
Yeah, but I mean, there's gotta be evidence of that.
No, why
Why are we
is-
just speculating? Why don't we actually do some investigations here? As he speaks, Workaholic holds up a blood-red sword. Oh. Well, that's okay. Yeah, no, that kind of. Okay, yeah, sure. So they used the wire to cut him up. Oh, but why did they cut him up, though? What was the point of that? Unpleasant as it is, I'm reminded of how easily Doleful Detective's leg was cut earlier.
まさかそのワイヤーで虎視探偵を。
Yeah, in essence, that is exactly it.
もしかしたら犯人はロースさんから私たちに連絡があった時点であらかじめワイヤーを彼に巻きつけていたのかもしれない。
Well, I mean, if we assume that he was murdered like the instant he was done contacting, then I guess we could say it could be
そ
done.
うして脅すことで無理やりロースさんに連絡をさせた後、ワイヤーを引っ張って四肢を切断すればあとは脱出するだけだ。
そのワイヤーはさっき見張り役の皆さんを呼びに行った際に僕が見つけました。偶然血で足が滑っちゃって。
付着した血の量からして先ほど飛躍君が引っかかったワイヤーでないことは明白だ。犯人はおそらく僕らが隠し通路のワイヤーを切断することも見越して隠し通路の床に捨てたんだろうね。
I see.
むしろ凶器を隠すために犯人自らがワイヤーの罠を設置しておいたのかもしれない。
It could be either of those, but there's also no way that we wouldn't discover the body. So this entire thing could just be about buying
と
time.
もかく現状では無能君を犯人として疑わざるを得ないんだ。何か反論がある
You
の
know, that's fair. Fair is
言っ
fair.
てほしい。
All I gotta do is prove my innocence. That's all I gotta do.
僕はやってません。
What a great objection, bro. I'm sure that's gonna drop all charges on you. Or all suspicions, I mean. I shout an impulse. Regret fills me almost immediately. I'd say the same thing if I was guilty. As would anybody in my shoes, really.
無能君がやったなんて僕も信じられないよ。だけど信じられないからこそ真実を解き明かさないといけないって思うんだ。
Dude, why does Workaholic look like that? Are you okay, bro? Maybe you should take a vacation. Stop being a workaholic.
ああ、私も同意見だ。同盟の仲間が犯人だなんて信じたくないが、探偵として真実を追求しなければならない。
On the contrary, I feel like detective doing would be more believable since they know about crime scenes, about how people are caught. So I think it would be normal to suspect the one with the most experience. Workaholic fixes me with a steely look. I want to speak up, but I don't know what to say. I reach my limits just processing all of these theories. There's no room for me to make my own deductions.
おい待てよ。無能の兄さんが犯人だってにはちょいと状況が露骨すぎねえかい？
Not really, honestly. It does make a lot of sense if you go with the conclusion that the killer has to be here.
俺にはわかるぜ。犯人は別にいるってな。
根拠は何ですか？無能さんを疑わない理由を知りたいです。
Proof?
俺の勘がギンギンにささやくからだよ。こういう時の俺の勘
I don't think that counts as evidence.
非科学的すぎます。推理は根拠に基づき
I wouldn't go
順序
quite
立
as
てて
far as
進めま
calling
しょ
it
う。
scientifically impossible, though.
んだとこら喧嘩売ってんのかてめえはよ。
Because if you subconsciously take in information that makes you lead to that conclusion, you just couldn't prove it. You don't have the words for it, but you have a feeling. You know what I mean?
はい、やめえ。喧嘩はマジサゲポエちゃんだから禁止ね。
だけど科学の坊ちゃんがよ。
別に無能先輩を疑ってるとか言ってないじゃん。だよね、科学ちゃん。ええ、結論を出すのはまだ早いと思うだけです。
Yeah, I mean, the murder just happened,
何ら
guys.
かの
Come
方
on
法で
now.
犯人が館を脱出した可能性やまだ館の中に残っている可能性も拭えませんから。
すまねえ。俺はまた先走った真似をしちまったようだ。
Workaholic detective claps his hands, interrupting the discussion.
それぞれに思うところがあるのはよく分かった。今からエントランスホールにリーダーを迎えに行くから、その後は各自で自由に捜査を進めることにしよう。
Okay, I'd love to see how investigations would work.
待つのだ社畜殿。せっかく探偵たちが集結しているのだぞ。我々は互いの手を取り合い協力して事件に臨むべきなのではないか。
Let's just work together, guys. I mean, of course, obviously.
だけどこのわずかな間でも口論が発生している。今私たちはそれぞれ異なる結論に向かって捜査を進めようとしているよね。
So, wouldn't it just be
協力は
investigate the
難
case
しいん
your
じゃ
own
ない
way
か
and then come up with the like put information together, like file together and come up to a conclusion?
同感ですね。僕は自分なりの方法で冷静に科学的に捜査を進めていきます。
なんだよその冷めた目は。俺のさっきの発言を非難してんのか。
Dang.
悪かったって。だけど人間なんだからよ、最後は感情を重視しちまうもんだろうよ。
それでは探偵失格だと思います。
But I mean, she's still a good detective though, above the top 30. So clearly something's going good.
だとこら、探偵が人情を忘れたら終わりだろうが。ああ、もう落ち着きなって。すぐに頭に血を上らせんなっつうの。
Downtown detective does her best to intervene as Roddy shouts at Techie. Doleful stands beside the three of them, flustered and directionless, as Armor and Workaholic continue their heated debate. It doesn't seem like the investigation is going to start anytime soon. Just like Workaholic Detective said, everyone's playing this by their own rules, so no one's taking the lead.
皆さん、
Everyone, can you let me investigate instead? I'm gonna do my own investigations, actually. I want to suggest that we all work together, but the words die in my throat. There's no way I can be so bold when I'm the prime suspect. I know that, and yet I feel like I need to say something. My fist clenches. Unlike me, each of the detectives has their own talents and strengths. It's my incompetence that really drives home how amazing they are. But that's exactly why I need to speak up now.
口論なんてしてる場合じゃないでしょ。
I chime in, but my voice comes out so softly no one hears me. Together, these detectives resolve any case, and yet here they are arguing. That angers me as more than being a suspect.
僕はまた救えなかったんだ。老子探偵
I
の
mean, you were also knocked unconscious, so you can't really blame yourself for that one, Mr. Dude.
何もできずに見ているだけなんて、そんなの探偵になった意味がないだろう。
My self-loathing mounts as I listen to them bicker amongst each other. My position in the situation doesn't matter. What happens to me isn't as important as getting these detectives to work as a team.
皆さん、聞いてください。
Yo, work together, guys, please. Or else we're cooked. The other detectives turn to face me. Naturally, they all look rather dubious. I falter for a moment, but desperately push on.
僕を疑っている人は少なくないと思います。それでもいいです。疑われても仕方がない立場だと思いますから。だから一度皆さんで協力して事件を捜査してみませんか。
Yeah, guys, work together.
協力か。それは難しいね。我々はどうにも捜査の方針が違いすぎる。
Skill issue. Try better.
うちも協力には賛成だけどさ、現状
A
じゃ
collab
無理
is
くね。
crazy.
そもそもの方針からして無能先輩を容疑者とするかしないかで方針が真逆なわけだしさ。
だから方針を統一してほしいんです。
方針を統一？
Oh, direction of how to investigate?
そうです。
Although I'm too tense to make a proper response, I force my voice out, trying to be bold as I give the detectives my suggestion. Work
皆さん
together.
全員で僕を犯人とする線で捜査してみてください。僕が犯人だという前提のもとなら今みたいな口論
Yeah,
も
okay,
起きに
yeah.
くいでしょ
If we start from the same starting line, it should, at the very least, make the investigations go smoothly, or smoother. The detectives fall silent. Maybe telling them to say something was too brazen a move after all.
正気かよあんた。せっかく俺たちが擁護してやってんのに自分から疑われてえとか言いかれてんのか。
諦めずともいいではないか。急にどうしたのだ無能殿。
I mean, it's fine. The investigation should reveal that I'm actually innocent, so there's nothing to worry about. These are the best detectives in the world, guys. So, I mean, if they're the best detectives in the world, they should be able to find out that I'm innocent.
何も諦めていませんよ。僕だって疑われるのは嫌です。でも僕のせいで捜査が滞るのはもっと嫌なんです。僕は皆さんの推理力にかけたいんですよ。
Please, please cook. I raise my voice with all my strength, my trembling hands balling in the fists.
無能な僕自身よりも皆さんの方がずっと信じられる。皆さんが協力して捜査してくれれば真実を、僕が犯人でないことを証明してくれるって信じているんです。
Exactly. The detectives silently taken my words. Not one of them speaks up. They all simply stare at me, incredulous. I guess my suggestion was overstepping my bounds. I've only made them all even more distrustful of me. But I don't regret it. I'd much rather have these outstanding detectives suspect me than continue arguing in vain.
我々なら君が犯人でないことを証明してくれると信じるか。探
Who's
偵
this?
冥利に尽きる言葉じゃないか。探偵諸君。
I hear a cold, beautiful voice behind me. My breath catches as I turn around.
さて、容疑者にここまで言われて、諸君らはどうする？
Is this
い
the
つま
chief?
でも着地点のない討論を続けるのか、速やかに行動に移るのか、答えを聞きたいな。
Her hair is white as snow, her gleaming eyes purple, like hydrangeas. Her skin smooth with features like a porcelain doll. As her back stands a far from ordinary girl. The others are visibly thrown off by her arrival. It's clear that she stands out even among those prominent detectives.
リーダー、なぜこの場所に？到着したらエントランスへ
Okay, yeah,
迎えに
so
行くと伝えていましたよ
All right,
ね。
you know what? I'm gonna end this here. A lot's happened. I've been playing for a while. It's easy to get carried away when playing this, given that it's just a bunch of dialogue. So yeah, a lot happened. I mean, I'm a prime suspect, senior detective. You got murdered. Completely just marked. As long as all the other detectives. So it seems like the first case, or the first chapter at least, will be revolving around trying to prove my innocence, trying to prove my worth. And in this, I'm probably going to be like, oh, I'm such an amazing detective. I can find out the culprit simply by gathering all the clues and find out who murdered senior detective. And then we can probably go forward with the quartering Duke stuff. So yeah, I mean, this game is it's pretty cool so far. Still haven't reached really a lot of stuff really, but I'm gonna see what happens next time. I believe that next time things will start to pick up a little bit. So if you like this video, please subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.